So I'm gonna let this play for a second, just because I like it. What the hell are you smiling for?
So guys, we're back. Poco's still playing. Francisco's still playing. All right, man, come on.
All right, enough is enough. So what's up, dude? You look a little tanner today. just a
few shades tanner.
like 2 Puerto Rican shades tanner. Oh baby, what's up, man? How was your trip?
It was good, dude.
Was it? Shit, man. I know you were talking about going to Puerto Rico for some time, and I was down to talk about it on the podcast, just to kind of do like a pre thing, quite honestly. But I don't think you wanted to reveal what you were going to be doing, which is okay. I understand. So, but what's up, man? How was it? Was the asses as good as they're advertised on TV and stuff, or is that just like kind of like every black girl got a big booty thing, but not every black girl got a big booty thing?
Well, let me tell you this.
Tell me.
There's a lot of fried food there.
Oh, thank you. All right, where there's fried food, there's got to be fats in the body, and where there's fats in the body, there's got to,
Well, sometimes, I mean, there's some good fat and then some bad fat, right?
Yeah.
So it just depends. But then, when you're young, you're kind of fit anyway, so...
Yeah,
when you get older,
25 years
But anyway, it was a good trip. Yeah. I mean, I did a little bit of hiking, a little bit of swimming, a little bit of relaxing, if you know what I mean. So it was overall, it's a nice place. I definitely recommend it. It has really nice beaches. Obviously, it's a tropical place. It's a little warm at times and a little humid, but it wasn't as humid as I thought it was gonna be. It was nice. The temperature was great. So we went to a national park called El Yunque. It's a rainforest.
El Yunque.
Yeah, so it's a rainforest. It's probably the only rainforest in the U.S. because obviously it's a territory, Puerto Rico. We did a little bit of hiking, which seemed like a challenge, but it wasn't as big of a challenge as I thought. It was nice. It's a lot of greenery. It almost seems like you're going into Jurassic Park, the first Jurassic Park, when you go into, it's just a bunch of greenery everywhere, a bunch of lush palm tree and everything. It's nice. It's awesome.
This looks nice. Oh man, so there's already kind of like steps like that everywhere and stuff, or what?
Yeah, I mean the trails they kind of paved it a little bit.
Right.
So it's well, the friend who is from there, she was saying how they just recently did that, so it's a new thing, like the little pavement trail.
Right.
And she also mentioned how back in the day, I'm guessing Escobar's day, like all the cocaine coming from Colombia.
Oh yeah, that was part of the cocaine triangle, they say, right?
Yeah. So she was saying how they would drop off shipments of cocaine in this place.
So you can still probably find some just that.
I think it probably
of course
it's already took it, but so yeah, like they would drop it off through airplanes.
That's a national treasure.
It is.
It is.
And then the locals obviously would go in and pick it up, and I mean, they're part of the the drug dealers. I'm assuming, I'm sure. Till eventually the authorities picked up on it, and then they added a bunch of more rangers in there.
Right.
And I think from what she said is planes can't fly over that place anymore. It's prohibited because of that. Okay. Right. So it's pretty cool. I mean, it's an awesome place. It's beautiful. It's awesome. And,
well, you know what they say.
A bunch of waterfalls and
too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. So a few people ruin it for a lot of others, and
well, the planes flying over the place is not necessarily a big deal, I think, but yeah. And then there's Coca Falls. I don't know why they named it that, but
I think I know what they named it that.
You can make assumptions.
Absolutely, we can definitely make assumptions. This looks nice, man. Definitely. So I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. Anything else, dude? Anything cool?
Well, obviously the beaches are awesome, dude. We went to Culebra, which actually that's where I got this shirt.
Shout out to Puerto Rico, or should I say Puerto Rico? No, Puerto. They don't pronounce
Boricuas.
Boricua.
Yeah. So anyway, no, this I got it off a small island off of the mainland. It's called Culebra, the island, and yeah, it's the size of like this city, dude. It's pretty small. Um, and so I got this shirt from an artist who creates this art there. He had canvases and actual paintings.
Do you know if he has like anything social media or anything like that?
He said he hasn't gotten onto some social media yet. So
Wow, can you imagine? That's so crazy. How many cool people like that still haven't even hit the
yeah,
haven't been.
he had a lot of cool designs. I mean, I'll show you the back if I can.
Yeah, go
But
ahead, go
it's
ahead.
supposed to be
I
like
like that.
the like
roots.
bioluminescent
Yeah.
part of the island. So he's in like conservation and all that. So a lot of his art was deals with that. It's really cool. I like the simplicity of the
Right.
designs that he had, but they're still cool, and obviously they have a meaning behind it, which was awesome. So that's why I bought it. Yeah, there's a Puerto Rican.
There you
Well,
go.
I
There
don't
you
know.
go.
Anyway, and that on that same island, that's where I told you about those tanks from back in
Yes.
U.S.
Yes.
military. They used to use those tanks as targets. Maybe I'll add up a picture.
Yeah,
later
we
on.
can definitely probably do that. Show
So
people.
yeah, dude, it's kind of bizarre because you walk into like these awesome, beautiful beaches with blue, clear water, and then you see a tank deteriorating over here. So
Yeah, I wonder how much longer, how many more thousands and maybe even, thousands of years before it actually deteriorates. Well, it's iron, so I mean, it's.
well, from what I remember hearing, when it comes to that, it's not thousands. It's just like a couple centuries. You can like something can decompose to that state, to that state. So like metal, obviously rusts, and I think after a couple centuries, maybe 2 or 3 centuries, from there it'll completely vanish.
Right, right.
So now we'll talk about something else. There's something else that a different topic that goes along with that, but I'll tell you about that later.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah,
definitely.
it obviously metal rusts. So those tanks were already deteriorating. They're not obviously you can still tell they're tanks, but they're not in any.
I wonder how that tank ended up there. Was it just like, fuck, we don't have enough space. We can't take this tank back. Leave it. All right, sir.
No. Well, I think they used them as practice targets. So, like ships on the water and the sea, they'd use them as targets because where those tanks are, because we saw two, but they say there's several more beyond a certain area that's prohibited. You can't cross it because there's still live mines that apparently, from the military practice, they'd go in and they wouldn't detonate. So there's still a certain area that you can't cross for that reason. And they say there's I can't remember, like maybe another 15 or 30 tanks there that were left. And
So there's still live mines. That's so crazy. Isn't that state right above Vietnam? Doesn't it have like, I believe it's got.
Vietnam has a lot of those.
It does, but not as much as this. I forgot that country right above it.
Is it Laos?
Laos, I think it is Laos, if we're correct. It has that, right? And all these little kids with the blown up arms and stuff like that.
Yeah, it still happens.
Being mute to this day. They say that there's 80 million that they predict, and they've only got like 1 million of it. So they have a lot of work to do, or something like that. Don't quote me on these numbers, but it's a crazy amount of bombs still out there, and there's actually designated groups of people that'll go out and try to find these and do that because it kills farmers and especially little kids. Actually, little kids will get them and play with them, which is kind of interesting, dude. And
then their hands are blown out, or
their
arms.
hands or their face,
or
which is very
die,
unfortunate.
Dude. Yeah.
Yeah, the U.S. has done a lot of good stuff, but they've also done a lot of bad stuff, and that's out there.
This whole part of the military targets, they stopped because people from there started protesting, and eventually they stopped. Otherwise, they could have continued going on for who knows when. Maybe they'd still be practicing their targets there. But yeah, dude. I mean, Vietnam is a whole different story too. That the US
That's a whole different topic we can get into.
There's a documentary that I think I told you about. It's pretty long, but it gives you a good insight on everything that happened in Vietnam.
Yeah, man. You know what? It's so crazy because if I understand, a lot of us are patriotic, and yes, I live in this country, and I wanted to prosper, and I wanted to do good, and I love that. I love this country, and I love living
You
here.
want to make America great again?
100%. Let's do it. Where the hell's my hat? But anyways, but you can't, we can't completely say that some of the stuff that's happened in the past has been totally good. You know what I mean? Or hasn't come with very serious negative consequences for others. But we're here sipping our beer and shooting a podcast, and somebody's life, even years later. Vietnam was what, in the 60s, 70s, 60s?
After World War II. I think it lasted, like 20, 30 years? Some crazy amount like that? So no, it lasted a long time.
Why the hell were we in war for?
We're trying to prove a point.
Is that what it was?
We're trying to get rid of communism, but it's complicated. But
it's a whole lot.
The U.S. didn't even know exactly what the hell they were doing there.
Yeah, and so that. But no, dude, I'm glad you had a good time in Puerto
awesome,
Rico, and maybe I was happy for you because I know that's something you enjoy. I know you are you like learning, and obviously we like learning. And it's
I had some Puerto Rican beer.
Rum. I was gonna ask you about that.
No, not the rum. I didn't.
Is that like
Bacardi is Puerto Rican, but no, the beer that they have, like the Puerto Rican beer, it's Medalla. It's a light beer. But for a light beer, it's actually a really good beer.
Is it really?
It's well balanced. It has a nice taste. It's not light, like watered down light. Like
Speaking about balance, Woot Stout. Man, this is amazing beer. I always look forward to it. This is a 2017, by the way, so it's been aged roughly maybe almost 2 years almost, and it's tasting amazing. This is amazing. So I had this in the cellar. I have older stuff than this, but this is just the drink of choice today. And how's it tasting? How you like it?
It's really good.
Really good.
It's who makes this?
Stone.
Oh, Stone. That's right.
Stone. You know what? Stone actually also had a Stone Imperial Russian Stout. Man, that was probably when I just got into craft beer. They were. I think I still have 2014, 2015. I think they phased it out 2016 when it's no longer. But that was one of their amazing beers. I don't know why they did that, and they probably have their reasons. But if you still have it, which I do, I'll probably crack it on here. 2014, dude. That's gonna be good.
That was the year.
That's 2014. 2014, the oldest one I have. So, but aside from that, New Year, first podcast of 2019.
We're supposed to do a New Year's Eve podcast, but
we were gonna do a New Year's Eve podcast. My bad. I accidentally overextended my stay wherever I was, and I got home a little late, and I just was out of it. I don't want to put out junk, out in the world like that. And it was not my finest hour, so wasn't gonna.
It's all good, man.
Advertise myself.
But anyway,
New
Year's.
Yeah, New Year's Eve one, right? But yeah, Happy New Year's, man. And man, we were talking about resolutions, man, and how they don't work and how they're shit. And obviously this is just being light, but I have a couple of buddies, coworkers, ex-coworkers who I think this is their second year on the road, or it might be the third, that they do a sober January.
I thought it was sober October.
No. They flipped the script. They flipped the script.
And it doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't even make sense. But what does make sense nowadays? So they do that. They're like talking to each other back and forth, and I'm in like the little group chat. Like, man, we're 5 days in, 7 days in. These guys are they're heavy drinkers. So shout out to them. They probably know who we're talking about because they have subscribed to the podcast and appreciate you. So definitely. But yeah, so
I've been trying to do that, but I can't.
Dude, for real. I was picking probably February because nothing really happens in February. So there's really no celebrations, but I feel like of any
shorter.
And it's shorter, right? Like, come on. Why would you set up yourself for failure on 31 days, So, no, but anyways. But yeah, so we're talking about that. And I know, like, a lot of us do have New Year's resolutions. I don't have any personally because I feel like I'm not. I think mine it's like a year resolution. It just kind of goes all the way around, and honestly, I don't think I've ever really hit one.
What? Well, personally, I'm more like a just
You're pragmatic. You're
continuous
practical.
self improvement.
Yeah, of course.
So we've talked about the whole like habit forming and so yeah, resolutions in themselves, New Year resolutions, I think is a bunch of BS. I don't care for them. Most people give up on them a couple weeks into it.
Oh yeah, look at that. I said I was gonna drink. Psych. My New Year's resolution: stop drinking more of the conventional and get back into the stuff I was doing. That's it. Really. And do a couple of things I want to do, but the 21 day thing, right? The whole 21 day thing,
like the habit forming.
The habit forming, right? Of a new, and that goes along obviously with new resolutions, because some of us are, we have resolutions as saving a little bit more money, or some of us are just be a better person. But how do you really quantify that, right? Like, how do you really?
Well, you can, but it comes out to a personal level. Like you need to be specific about it, right?
Right. So I know you have some pretty good insight on the whole 21-day thing that I didn't know. I just like, probably all of us, or a lot of us, thought that, oh, once you probably hit that 21-day. Well, I never really actually thought about it, but most of us think, oh, you hit that 121-day, I'm a master at this shit. It's gonna go on forever. But
it's a habit. It's not mastering anything. It's just well, the whole thing is like, after 21 days, or it takes up to 21 days to create a new habit, whether you're trying to create a new habit or get rid of a bad habit that you have, right? But I mean, that's just a minimum amount from, like the scientific research is a minimum amount of 21 days, but it could take up longer depending on who you are, like your personality and, how you see things, how you approach things. But yeah, I mean, it's not a bad thing to again, self-improvement. We all kind of want to be
Kaizen. Was that Japanese?
The
whole Japanese continuous improvement, Kaizen, which is you don't want to stay a piece of shit person forever. Yeah.
No, but I mean, the problem is that most people just want instant gratification, and whether it's in social media, whether it's in your personal life, we all kind of want that. If you want to lose weight, you want it now, right? You want to stop eating burgers and automatically lose 10 pounds, but it doesn't work that way, right?
No.
But anyway, the whole habit forming, the whole idea behind it, or what people kind of think, is like, oh, it takes up to 21 days, you'll create a new habit, whatever it is. But it doesn't really work that way. We still want to try. We still want to change certain habits, and it's not a bad thing. But the thing we need to keep in mind is that it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen over 21 days either sometimes.
What plays into that psychology thing, dude? We want to feel like we're actually trying in something, and feel good about it, but then we don't. It's like that conscious effort to want to do it. I do it myself too, dude. Like, hey, I want to start eating better.
We all fall for it.
I want to start eating better. Yeah, I'll eat better for a day and a half. And I feel good. And I feel real good. And then I fall.
For a day and a half.
And I fall on my face hard. And then I have the pizza.
But what do you do, though? Like, do you completely change your diet once you start? Or
you bring a point. I think a lot of us try to go cold turkey.
Right.
Instead of
small steps.
How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
One tusk at a time.
One tusk at a time. Look at that. There you go.
No, yeah, but you definitely you need to see it that way. If you want to change habits one step at a time, you're not going to lose 50 pounds overnight. You need to think about it. If soda is part of your thing, at least cut down soda for a week. After that, or however long it takes you to cut down on it, then cut down on something else, other sugary thing that you eat. Because it doesn't happen overnight,
I wonder what the most common New Year's resolutions are.
My guess would be losing weight.
That's probably number one. I'm willing to put some money on that. Most common New Year's. They even have them by date.
Because they do say that gym memberships go up in January.
Oh, You're damn right, Art. Lose weight.
54%. Save money and spend less.
Spend less. That's a good one. Learn a new skill or hobby. I like that one. I feel like I'm proficient at that.
I think we both are.
Yeah, definitely. Quit smoking. How you feel about that?
Stopped.
You got the
Got the patch.
Yeah, read more. Hey, that's kind of nice. I feel like making a conscious effort to read more and learn something. It's like empowering your brain and empowering your life a little bit. Losing weight, you want to obviously feel good while you're doing that shit. You know what I mean? And then you're probably gonna save a little bit less money. I feel like all these are put together. Find another job. Ooh. Drink less alcohol. Nope. Because I'm drinking less, but my AVB is higher. So spend more time with the family and friends.
Yeah, it depends on your family and friends.
Yeah, that is true. As we become more busier, we tend to spend less time with family and friends. Let's see, what else do they have? Okay. Come on. Okay, exercise more. Obviously, that's part of it. Find another drink. Spend more time. Okay, so I guess we went over the maybe the top 10, but that's interesting, dude. The one that I find is the weight one. It's always the weight one, dude. It's always the weight one, dude. We're what amongst one of the fattest countries, as far developed countries. We're the fattest, right? Did you see any fat people in Puerto Rico?
Yeah, there's definitely several of them. Yeah. Plenty of them.
Plenty of them. There's never a shortage of those.
There's fried food. Everything's fried.
The plátano. Is that what they call it?
No, they call it something else. Or
plátano, right? It's banana basically, but a different one. That's pretty interesting, dude. Learn a skill or hobby. Why am I going back to these? Just shut that off. But yeah, man. Happy 2019, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I just went into some other stuff that I don't want to.
Yeah, maybe the laptops here are distracting.
Yeah, they really are distracting, dude. But no, aside from that, so actually, when you were gone, I want to tell a little story just to end this whole thing. I was in State Line making money. Not really. But but I was out there having a good time.
In Nevada?
In Nevada, yeah, State Line, Buffalo Bills. All the old people go there, because they don't tend to go to the Strip because it's just too much. I guess it's too much for some of those people. They can't take it.
Mickey was in State Line now.
Mickey. Yeah, exactly. You see, so he had a good time, right? So I had a good time. So anyway, so it was me and a couple friends. So we go down there. We're literally having lunch, here locally, and we're going back and forth. It's like, hey, dude, let's go gamble. Speak about gambling earlier in one of the episodes, right? Let's go gamble. It's like Seminole. He's like, let's go to State Line. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, let me tell this, our friend, another friend, and if she says yes, we're going. So I call her, and I'm like, hey, me and Mike are thinking about going. She's like, what time you need me ready? I'm like, we're going, then. Let's go. So she comes, and then we take off. We take off, having a good time. It's always a good time trying to get there, partying, having. So we get there. We're gambling. We're doing our thing, and I'm at the roulette table. That's usually what I play, and I only bet on black. That's it. So she is with our friend or another friend over there. She comes over here, just to, I guess, watch me. She's not playing. She finds out that she didn't bring her actual wallet with the keys, or not the keys, with money or anything like that, her ID, so she can't even drink. Anyways, so we're having a good time, and the table starts getting packed. And I start drawing attention, just talking shit, you know what I mean, doing my thing. I forget I'm even playing.
As you tend to do.
Yeah, right. So I take all my money. I'm not even going in there. These older ladies start asking us questions, whatever. Where you guys from? Oh, I'm from here. I'm from there. So this and that. One of the ladies is pretty drunk, and I remember one of the ladies telling our friend, she's like, "Hey, watch your purse," because she grabbed her purse and set it at the bottom, and what happened? It started getting a little too crowded in this corner, so I just go around the corner, right? and we're still talking, and here and there. I'm not even gambling at this point. I mean, I have money on the table, but I'm not betting. And it turns out that she comes back. She's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go to the restroom." Okay, cool. I look over. She has her purse right there, right there. So all of a sudden, I'm looking, and I look over, and it's gone. I'm like, damn. Okay, so I pick up the phone. I call Mike. I'm like, "Hey, is so and so with you?" And no, I haven't seen her. I'm calling her. She's not answering. She went to the restroom, obviously. I'm like, so she finally picks up, and I'm like, "Hey, did you take your purse with you?" She's like, "No, I left it with you." I'm like, damn. As soon as I see her coming, like a little bit further in the distance, I hang up. Then there was a lady that was right there. She was drunk, right? She took it, and she comes. She's like, I'm like, "Hey, that's not yours." And she's like, "Oh no, your friend left it in the restroom." I'm like, "No, she didn't." She's like, "Yeah, she left it in the restroom." So she comes, and I grab it from her, and I set it down. By the time my friend comes, and then she opens the purse, and I'm like, "Hey, go through your purse." This lady had it. She said you left it at the restroom, and she's not understanding what I'm saying. So I'm like, "Look, I think she took your purse. Check, make sure nothing's stolen." And we turn around, and the husband is looking at like, "Not again, honey." So, right? So now we turn around, and it's like, check. And I'm trying to stay calm because I know if I tell her, like, "She stole your purse," and make a commotion, we're going to get in a fight. Right. It's going to be a fight, and it's not going to end good. So as soon as we're doing that, we see they disappear like freaking Houdini. Gone. They even blame on us. Gone, right? And then I'm like, "Okay, dude, she took your fucking purse." And so she starts going through. I'm like, "No, she didn't take anything." I'm like, so I'm over here thinking about like, what the hell? So she ended up taking some freaking thing you put on your face or whatever. It's blush. Kind of, I don't know, blush, foundation. I don't know what you ladies put on your guys' faces. But anyways, so I'm looking at it, and I'm like, damn, like this could have been really bad. And she obviously like I was telling you earlier, she had some listings there that were worth, but taken. She didn't. She was looking for money. That's what it was. So yeah, you got to be careful, man.
She forgot her wallet, so she didn't have any money.
Isn't that crazy? Like how the coincidence of that? You get your purse jacked, but the same day you forget your wallet. It's pretty interesting. So moral of the story is, don't go to State Line and gamble. Go to Vegas.
And if you do, forget your wallet.
Yeah, and if you do, forget your wallet. But all right, well, I guess we're gonna end it on that note. We don't want to make it too long for you guys, but any statement or anything you want to say or anything like that?
Make sure you floss.
What the hell? Floss?
Floss is good, dude. I mean,
oh yeah. But I feel like this has like a backstory to it.
Oh.
No, okay.
Just floss.
Just floss. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you floss, right?
Every day.
Okay.
I think I floss more than I brush my teeth. Anyways, so
it's a good stout.
It's a great stout. Go out and floss. Forget your purse. Go to Puerto Rico.
Don't eat too much fried food there. But
I wonder what the cholesterol level is like over there. Take a quick little sample.
I mean, we can Google it after this. But
yeah. Alrighty. Well, just like we always end it, don't take anything we say. Take it with a grain of salt. I guess. Right?
Do your research.
And
because we don't know much.
We don't know much. We just sit here and ramble.
Exactly.
Really, literally. Now with a couple computers here. So, anyway, so till next time.